Hey, y'all come on in. Welcome. This is where you should be spending your money. Where you should be. Because, see, I shouldn't have had to tell y'all, but where you should be spending your money live on Facebook Live. And it's on Juneteenth. So I'm super duper excited. I have a great guest for you guys today. She's going to be dropping gems. So y'all better take notes. So when you come in, make sure that you share. I'm excited. How you feeling, Nesi?
I'm good, girl. It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. The weather is good. I mean, I can't complain. It's awesome.
Right. It's Juneteenth. Um,
Right.
the way I feel this Juneteenth is like, I don't know, it's surreal.
Yeah.
It's a different energy.
You know what?
And
I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you on that one simply because of what's going on in the world. And I was telling my son today that I didn't ever really look at this day in educating him the way that I should.
Mhm.
And looking at how important it is, you know what I mean? And I fought myself as a mom to because everything in this world was going on now is applicable to their knowledge and what they want to take in. And Juneteenth was just something, oh, it's Juneteenth. Okay, not really a celebration, but to look at what's going on today and being able to connect the dots, yeah, I was wrong for that big time. And so, I did my duty by ensuring that he understood. We talked about it. We talked about what it meant. And now he's like, okay, mom, I got it. I see you. I hear you. We're gonna celebrate this from now on. We're not celebrating July 4th anymore. I'm like, all right, let's do it, baby.
Yeah. That's really important. I talked about it on my last podcast about the benefit or the privilege that I had growing up in a household where someone was teaching me all this stuff.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so for me, when I got into high school, college, that's when I realized everybody else hadn't been taught that. And
Right.
so I realized, there's a responsibility that comes with your knowledge. When you do know,
Right.
you have to share. And
Oh yeah.
so, I don't fault our people for not knowing because a lot of stuff was hidden from us,
For sure.
and then it's just like what you said. Once you know better, do better,
Absolutely.
and that's all you can ask. All
Oh,
right, so
absolutely.
let's talk about Coach Nesi Ewing is the CEO, founder of Uncovering the New You. She does a lot of stuff. So I'm going to let her tell you what she does, but there's something in particular that I want to focus on. But I want her to go ahead and tell you all the things she does, and then we'll talk about those other things. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Well, everyone, my name is Coach Nesi Ewing. I am the CEO of Uncovering the New You, which is a fitness transformation company that services not just the normal everyday person, but also the women, the men, the athletes, the soldiers, those that we struggle with connecting the mindset to our physical ability, and our ability to take care of ourselves. And so I try to connect the dots of our physical health and our mental health to show that they're two and we're one and one. You can't have one without the other. And I help you create a balance, not only looking good, but also feeling good.
Awesome. So she also has this amazing book, Uncovering the New You.
Yes.
That's why I said she do a lot of things. And she recently at our Dope Black Chick picnic, she was our yoga facilitator. Amazing. When it comes to fitness, this woman is a beast. Okay, like I tried your virtual, and I was like, it was a good workout.
Awesome.
And I don't work out, so it was a good workout. And I was like, oh Jesus, if I did this every day, I'd be fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's talk about. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into the fitness training.
Okay.
How did you go this route? How did this start? Because you are military, but how did you? What made you say, okay, you know what, guys, I'm gonna be the fitness girl?
Well, it stems back into when I was pregnant with my son. I was a homeless pregnant mother, in my junior year of college. Some things happened. Me and a roommate didn't do well, and she left, and I ended up losing my apartment, and I had nowhere to go. So I ended up sleeping in my car for roughly 6 months, and trying to figure out what I was going to do next, trying to figure out. I got myself together, did everything I needed to do, and school was still a struggle as a senior in college, taking close to, I'm gonna say, roughly 30 credits a semester. And I'm in a science program. I'm a nerd. I'm a biology major, so I'm one of those people. I was taking extra credits on all these science programs. I had to make a choice. And so my mother and my father, they took my son back to North Carolina with them, where they stay, and was like, listen, you got to get your education first. And upon graduation, I volunteered to go overseas because my finances still weren't doing well. And I had to figure out what it is that I was going to do. And I was already battling depression through domestic violence, sexual assault. All of that is already tied into, my mental state. And so when I finally got, volunteered for this deployment to Iraq, when I finally got, I'm sorry, I'm on my anniversary as well. So my husband and I are traveling.
Oh,
Uh, but when I finally got to Iraq, and when I finally got to Iraq, all of my soldiers were like, you know what, coach, I really, really think you should be a personal trainer. And I'm like, I don't really think so, right? And it was like that wasn't me, but I was helping them pass their PT test. I was helping them get in the gym and stay focused on the mission. But as a senior, as a non-commissioned officer, that is my job anyway. And they were just like, "You're just too good at it." I taught spin class. I mean, I did all these things, and I had people like, "Oh my God, I lost this amount of weight in your class. I did this," and I'm like, "Okay." So I did. I got my certificate online, and I came back to Richmond, Virginia, and I interned at Gold's Gym on Arboretum.
wow.
And I did. And when I interned, again, I saw some things I didn't like. I didn't like the prices. There was a lot of people who just couldn't afford it, who needed it. And my mentor at the time, he said, Nisi, why don't you just start your business? Why don't you just go out on your own? I knew nothing about business. I had no foundation, nothing. And I was like, okay. So I went on Vistaprint, found a logo, created a card. It was like, okay, here I am. And I started training literally with $5. I had $5 to my name to really spare. And I bought a weight at 5 and below. When it got a little 5 pound weight, it was training people in the living room, the parks, anywhere I could to really try and, maximize this. And the key was is just trying to do what I could do. Yeah, I became a perfectionist in HIIT training, high intensity interval training, because I didn't have equipment, I didn't have weights to help people lose the weight. Um, and so to kind of draw everything in when it comes into mindset, people were quitting every time life happened, and I didn't realize it. Yes, I was charging very little because I was only charging $30 a month, knowing really I um, couldn't live off of $30 a month
Right.
training anybody. I'm spending more time with them, and that $30 could be covered in dinner. But I realized that they were quitting, and every time life happened, something happened, they quit. And I kept trying to understand. And one day I went across my business coach's page, and she was offering life coaching. And I'm like, what is a life coach? And she was talking about how it was tying the dot, not, pretty much kind of connecting the dots for people on certain aspects, whether it was financial, whether it was business, whether it was mindset, whether it's building consistency, whether it's learning about self. I mean, there was just so many different aspects, and I didn't know what coaching was. So she taught me. I took my last little bit of money once again from a paycheck that I had, and I invested into becoming a coach. She taught me how to connect the mindset and physical fitness. It took me many years, but over time it just became a passion because I saw my passion for to help people, to help change their lives, and not just people in general, but my women. My women began to I started to see more women like me. I was battered, I was bruised, I was hurt, I had been in bad relationships, I was a mom, I had gained all this weight through life. I had just went I mean, I was trying to make a way, I was trying to be great. I couldn't do all of it at once because my mind wasn't right.
Right.
My mind wasn't right. And so over time, This struggle became a purpose. This struggle became a strategy. This struggle became a situation, and this struggle became my purpose, because now I began to not only understand what my passion is, it was my purpose and what I was designed and called to do. And so this is how my life experiences taught me not only to go after the education to know more about what I'm doing to become legal, because I ain't know nothing about business. My business was
Right.
only so I'm ashamed to say that. Don't go that way.
Don't be
Don't nobody
ashamed.
take
Don't
that
be
route.
ashamed. Don't be
Right.
ashamed.
But
Don't be
but
ashamed.
my business wasn't legal for the first couple of years because I didn't know what that legal was. But
Right.
when I learned and got everything together, I had to get it legal. I got it solid, learned my education, got the bachelor's, got the master's, pending the doctorate, all in the field of exercise science and psychology, focusing on how, exercise is a direct, well, excuse me, your physical health is a direct reflection of your mental health.
I love the main thing that you said throughout all of this was I did. And I think so many people fail to do.
Yeah.
They overthink. They just, it's full of the what if this happens, but I don't know
Right.
that, or I don't know this. Yes, I don't expect you to know everything. I don't, like you
Nope.
said, I didn't know the business, but
No.
I
Mm-hmm.
did. I did. So you said the very first thing you did was I got me a certificate. So
Yep.
I can figure that at least I will have this and can say, this is what I'm gonna do.
Right.
You have to take that step. And I talk to women all the time and they have these amazing ideas and I'm like, well, what did you do? What have you done? Nothing? Well,
Yeah. Right.
I don't know that. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I don't expect
Right.
you to know. If you've never done that before, of course you don't know, but you learn. This is something I wrote down here. It says learning happens in the midst of doing.
Yes, it does.
That is
All day
where you're
long.
gonna learn everything
All
you
day
need to know.
long. Yep,
And
because you'll never learn. You'll never know if you don't try. You can never say what you don't know because you've never tried it. So,
exactly.
you got to put that one foot forward.
Yes, and putting that foot forward it took you so far. Okay, so you said you're noticing people dropping out. You're charging like $30 a month, which is pennies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it works for LA Fitness because they got hundreds of thousands of people, but you didn't have that. But okay, so when you're feeling the struggle, you're feeling the heat. How did
Mhm.
you persevere? What made you keep pushing on in those hard times?
Well, when you're a mother, you got to look at the two little front teeth that's sticking out at you and that's saying, Mommy, I want Cheetos. And and I can't afford a bag of Cheetos. I can't afford, being able to take him to Chick-fil-A or being able to take him to get pizza. When you start looking at what you can afford and what you can and cannot do, that right there becomes discouraging.
Mhm.
I didn't come from a family that never had. I always had. My mom and my dad always made sure that me and my brother were well off, that we never had to want for anything. And now that I'm a mom, I had to, I wanted my son to have the same.
Right.
I didn't want him to have to, worry about where his next meal was going to come from, but unfortunately he did. And then also too, the clients that I had, the very first few clients that was in my path, you know, they were like, Coach, you're really good at what you do. You just got to believe in yourself. And my coach one day, so this is really kind of what hit home for me. I had a boot camp. I posted it all over Facebook. A little raggedy little. I downloaded an app, a little raggedy marketing plan. Like, hey, boot camp here. Free. Just show up at noon, right? And so I got it. I put it out there like that. And I think two people showed up, and I left with $2 because it was donation based.
Oh wow.
A whole hour. And my coach, I called her. I talked to her that next day. I was so upset. She said, Shanicia, did you give it your best? I said, well, it was only two people. I didn't really, I just gave them what they needed, and so they left. Right? I didn't
Mhm.
leave with no money. She said, when one person shows up, you got to act like there's 100 people. When two people show up, you got to act like there's 200. She says, and then if there's 2 or 20 or 10, you got to start adding zeros. And that's the effort that you got to put behind it, because now you're putting your name on what it is that you're doing. And so you can't just show up. It's not about you. It's about the people that you're serving. And so getting over that hump was about the people that I was serving that continued to come in my life, that continued to look at me and say, you know what, how do you do it? And I couldn't answer that for many years. I couldn't answer it on
Mm-hmm.
how did you do it? But I was doing, I didn't quit because my son was here. I had clients calling me like, all right, when is your next program? What are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, and I'm like, oh, okay, and it wasn't like I had people knocking down my door. But when you don't believe in yourself, no one else is either. No one else will. No one will see your vision if you don't even understand what it is, if you don't know what it is. And so I think really what tied it in for me was I never quit. No one ever saw my struggles. I cried behind closed doors. I was an alcoholic behind closed doors. I attempted suicide behind closed doors. I was depressed behind closed doors. No one ever saw that. No one ever saw that, because every day I showed up. When my coach told me that, I still struggled mentally. But again, no one ever saw those struggles again like they saw before. And it was present. Because so I look like a professional on the outside, although in the background I was like, I only got $3. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So so tying it in together really was just that moment, the clients, and then my coach saying what she said to me.
Okay. So tell with the current coronavirus, COVID-19, a lot of businesses have had to learn how to pivot. So
yeah,
how did you pivot? How did you pivot your business?
Oh, well, the big thing is health, right? COVID-19, you have to be healthy. My research, I will never go against what CDC say, what they say about wearing masks, what it is. But the key here is you've got to keep your immunity high. If you're going to wear this mask, you're breathing your own air, you've got to keep your immunity high. If you're out here around people that are not taking care of themselves, you got to keep your immunity high. I was always raised to wash my hands. I was always raised to make sure I don't have my hands in my face, in my mouth. I was always raised that way. So I don't understand why this is so new, but it is, right? Right? I mean, I got popped for coming out the bathroom. Did you wash your hands? I ain't hear no water. I ain't hear no soap. What's going on? There were days I got screamed at louder than anything because of it, right? So yeah, my mama was a beast girl, and she still is. But I learned, but that was it. Like I right from here on out, I focus now in training people on how to become healthy. How do you build your immune system? You've got to get out. You've got to exercise, because your immune system is based on what you put in it and how much rest you're getting, to accompany that. And so if you're constantly still eating fried foods, granted, don't mind me. I when I used to eat meat, I love fried chicken. I used to love, some fried shrimp, all those other things. I'm a vegetarian, so I don't really consume a lot of that anymore. However, if you're putting that in your body all the time, your immunity is compromised. Your immunity feeds off of everything that you're putting in, how your digestive systems work, what you're putting in, what's coming out. When you go to the bathroom, how many times you're going to the bathroom to urinate. Like, everything is there. And if you're not understanding the connection that the worse food you eat, the worse your immunity is going to be.
Right.
You know what I mean? And again, I'm not a medical doctor, but being a nutritionist and knowing the foods that our body lives off of, the fresh leafy greens, the things that come from our harvest that we can grow, the foods that we can put in our mouths and we can go out and look at and water and plant. And we can gain that understanding with ourselves too on how our body is going to reflect what we eat.
So,
and then on top of that, the exercise, releasing those toxins out when you sweat.
Right. So, so what do you have currently available for those who are watching Of course, we're going to let them know how they can get in contact with you. But you do the HIT trainings and so tell them about all that stuff that they can connect with you now on Facebook. They're already on there because that's where you're watching. So connect with you on Facebook and then begin to take part in your business, in your products.
Well,
Oh, and I love the workout gear, girl. So yeah, talk about that.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I did launch my new apparel line. My new website is www.uctnu.com. It will be up tonight. I'm excited about it. It is brand new. It has all of my apparel. It has all of the things that we offer at Uncovering the New You. And I'm grateful for that. So the Savior of the Summer Body Boot Camp, I hate to say this, but today was the last day. I am in the military and I'm getting ready to leave for a short period of time. However, I still have programs. I still offer services, transformation coaching services, mindset, perspective coaching, all of that. I still offer that, but that's going to be to a limited number of people, simply due to military responsibility. However, and you can find me on Instagram at Trainer Nesi, where you can see a lot of my live workouts. My YouTube will be up next week as well, to where you'll be able to find all of my videos. I'll have a new series of videos coming out called See You in 15. It's a 15-minute quick workout for you to get in, and get out. Do not think you're going to sleep in that workout, because you're not. You're going to sweat from the time you
take that. 15 minutes I can do.
Yep, it's called See You in 15.
See you in 15. I'll be
See you at 15. Yes. And so I'm excited about that, because that's launching next week as well. And on top of that, Facebook, you can go to Uncovering the New You with the letter U at the end, and you can follow me there. Nesi Ewing is my personal page, but if you want to add me as a friend, you can. I accept all friends in all shapes and sizes, colors and heights and weaves and bald hair, everything.
A note that I want the viewers to get from this conversation is, for one, we need to be supporting our own anyway. But the reason why that's important to do is because you are going to be working with someone that understands and can relate to the same situation you're going through.
Oh yeah.
So when she critiques you, because she will.
Listen, but here's the deal. I will here. I'm gonna tell you what I tell everybody else. I will never disrespect you. I will never hurt your feelings, but I am going to be honest. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're going to lose 30 pounds in 2 days. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're going to have abs in 3 days either. Like, I'm not going to give you false hope, but I am going to tell you that we can work towards it if you stay committed to the process. I'm definitely not going to tell you that you're going to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. Definitely not going to tell you that either. I don't use pills, teas, or drinks. I do everything from natural foods, eating clean, drinking my water, and getting my rest.
She will definitely tell you that. Like, it needs to be like, look, it's only going to work if you work out and you eat right. I was like, how can I get these abs like that? That's in the kitchen. That happens.
You already listen. You know me too well. You've been with. You know exactly what I'm gonna say, but that's the truth. Yeah, but that's the truth, though. When you really want something, you gotta work for it. It's like a job. You can't get a job if you're not qualified for it. But your body, you gotta learn to take care of that. You gotta take care of what you have in order for it to work for you. So if you want something, you just put in the work. I'm not saying you got to go and lift 300 pounds. You leave that to the people who want to do it. But look, my husband over here, you see that right there, right? Look, he's the one that lifted 300 pounds, right? But I can, but there's no reason for me to. You understand? There's no reason for me to. And I tell women all the time, stop thinking you're gonna look muscular simply because you see other women are. It's the false thoughts that a lot of our women have. Like, everybody's body is not designed to gain a lot of muscle. Right. Everybody's body is not going to be extra skinny. Everybody's body is not going to always be extra thick. It's about what your body type can do and getting it to be healthy on the outside, inside and out. That's the key. You know what I mean? I don't want to be extra skinny, right? I'm background.
Oh, I'm losing you. I'm losing you. So Nesi is going through, I don't know where you headed to. You must be headed to Aruba or something.
No, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, nah, girl. I'm still in Atlanta. Listen, I wish I was going to Aruba.
Right?
I'm still staying safe though in this whole process. But yeah, so but in all in short though, it's a process that you gotta trust to uncover that new you. It's a process that you gotta take one step at a time, believe in, trust in, and just do the work. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have setbacks. It's not going to be perfect. But if you put the time in, you put the energy in, you will get the results that you want.
Yes, I love that. And that's a great note to end with because you have to work for what you want to build. And I think a lot of times, especially with business, and she's talking about your body, she's talking about all of it. With business, entrepreneurship, ideas, or anything, a lot of us, we don't want to put in the work to build it so that it's successful. We rather hustle and make money real quick than build a foundation of something that's great. So you really have to put in the work for whatever you want. Like she said, same thing with your body. If you want your body to look a certain way, be willing to put in the work.
That's right.
It's not happening overnight. Teas ain't gonna work. Pills won't work. Wraps won't work. None of that's gonna work. Do the work, and there you are. So, and I'm not gonna say they don't work. They'll work for a short period, but they're not long.
There we go.
So,
there we go.
So,
because a lot of this stuff does work.
You have to put in the work to have real successful growth in your business, in your mental, in your physical, in everything. You have to be willing to put in the work. I thank you, Nesi, for coming on. You always drop gems for me. Always got my back. So thank you for coming on this Juneteenth. Happy anniversary to you and yours. And
thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all follow her. I have the website scrolling there. Make sure you follow, like her fan page, all that good stuff, because she has some great products available for you, clothing, wear, all that stuff. I ain't even gonna go down the list, but head on over there and spend those coins that you was gonna spend anyway this weekend. Spend them with her. Okay, it's where you should be spending your money, live on Facebook. Until next time, peace and blessings, guys. Bye.
Bye.